Hey everybody, I'm Davey. I'm a gamer TTRP. I never say that. TTRPG fan, and actual play performer now, sort of. You can find me here. This is really the place to find me on Mondays. Where's Bowski 7 on Blue Sky? I'm playing Connor the Banu Hakim, hacktivist, cyber criminal, weirdo who lives in a basement. He has sort of semi-reluctantly decided to go along with this whole like build a little coterie idea that Lily has been pushing, partly because it seems to be an excellent source of boons, but also because secretly I think he's a little lonely. Just wants to get out of the basement and socialize.
Tree. What do you do with the body?
Well, I think I'm going to have to start broadening my horizons. This park is becoming too full of bodies. So, how big is the park?
The park is it's not a huge park. It's got a pond in the middle. They do Shakespeare in the park there. They got a nice little amphitheater. It's not big. It's not Central Park big. It's probably a quarter of Central Park big.
That's still pretty big.
Still pretty big.
Um, you said there was a pond?
There's a pond, yes.
How deep is the pond?
Not very deep. You can wade out to the middle in your waist.
Well, what does the water in the... I've seen a lot of ponds in my time, and the water...
Excellent. Fantastic. Your desire last week was to dig a little more into the grease situation, which you did. And you accomplished something. You learned the truth of the matter. So you get your willpower back. What is this week's desire?
This week's desire is to figure out if we can't solidify this pact as more than individual agreements between individuals.
Solidify the coterie pact. Gotcha. Excellent. We begin tonight. The chapel is closed to mortals and open to power. Candles burned low against old stone and stained glass gone black with night. The air carries incense, old wood polish, expensive perfume, and the faint metallic sweetness of blood opened elsewhere and brought in carefully. Kindred stand in quiet clusters between pews and pillars, dressed like they expected to be seen and judged. At the front, Father Cruz is already speaking from beside the altar, warm and radiant in the way only certain madmen are. Most of Albany is here, and the room does not care why any one of you came. It only cares what you do now that you are in it. We join the sermon in media res. The kind comfort themselves with number. They gather in crowds and call that moral weight. They age, they fear, they breed, they die. And because they do it together, they mistake frailty for sanctity. But the lamb is not holy because there are many lambs. The wolf is not wicked because there are few wolves. Cain was marked first, burdened first, elevated first, and through that mark, so are we. Do not hate the kind. Hatred is wasteful. Shepherd them. Feed with discernment. Rule with restraint when restraint serves. Correct where correction is needed. They are not our equals. They are the field in which Providence planted us. And if mortal ears would call that monstrous, then let mortal ears remain perish. Tonight, let us be grateful that we are worthy and are still gathered into one room. Praise Cain.
I probably stood somewhere that has a fairly good view of the room. Maybe I came in early or I just stood at the back. Because I am here to collect information, the first thing that Lily would have done would have been just scribbling down every single notable kindred, or actually even every single kindred that's in attendance for the sermon today on me. So just so that I know who is here. And I'm gonna be eyeing as a wolf the people that are in the room that are important. This means anyone in high positions, because if the Tremere Regent is concerned about this whole thing, then he's probably not concerned about some nobodies attending this sermon. He's probably concerned about the people that are influential, doing influential things in here and perhaps being swayed. Therefore, they're the ones that I should keep an eye on.
Now, did you find any insights in the sermon?
Oh God, that's a loaded question, because I'm thinking about what would I be expected to answer. I suppose Lily's gonna give like a roundabout answer that it's like, oh, it's fairly interesting in its material, and it's kind of a vague answer where like you're showing like some sort of interest, but you don't know how much you're expected to, so it's just kind of there.
So, what I'll have you do, let's just see how well you do with that answer. I want you to give me this time an intelligence plus politics roll.
Oh God, I have 0 in politics. 0.
Difficulty is only 2. Difficulty is only
I
2.
You're a Tremere.
I am very smart, though. What do you mean you're a Tremere? I do magic shit, not politics.
Oliver, I want to know what's the inner monologue going on in Connor right now.
Connor wants to be at home in his basement playing Baldur's Gate 3. That's literally what's going on. He's like, why am I here? Why am I talking to all these mean people?
I'm both presentable and invisible at the same time. Expect me to be wearing the same cocktail dress as I did in order to go out with Oliver previously to the casino, but also I'm wearing a formal business-like jacket on top, more like what you would see a librarian wear. I'm wearing high heels, but also glasses, and my hair is strained too tight on my head, and that's probably just like a little bit visible. So I'm both officially okay dressed and invisible at the same time.
Anyway, this is not so much about understanding, Mr. Murphy. It's about knowing. There's a difference between understanding and knowing. One can understand something, but one doesn't know it by understanding it. Knowing is gnosis. It's deep knowledge. And that's what I offer. What the Church of Cain offers. Knowledge for us, for Cainites to have our place. I know the term Cainite is dirty. I know it doesn't. Not many of the Camarilla enjoy it, but we are a people of faith. And with Cain on our side, and he smiles, and all of his children, we all contain that spark of divinity, Mr. Murphy. You too. Even you. And I would love for you to come back and speak with me sometime. But we believe that with the right atonement and the right rituals, mortal blood can be transubstantiated into that of Cain's, and then we drink from that to feel his power course through us. We have selected many wonderful flavors for the evening.
I bet that she doesn't feel very stable in her position, if you know what I mean. I'm practically whispering this to make sure that nobody overhears it outside.
From across the room, Elizabeth says, "Understood what, dear Miss Bay?" As if she heard you from across the room.
That such wonderful figures as you don't listen in on private conversations.
No such thing as a private conversation when you can hear everything across the city, my dear.
Well, in that case, it's your responsibility to control your...
With that, as all three of you are being led out of St. Peter's Cathedral, the doors close, but as they're closing, You see all the gathered kindred coming together, forming a line, and the father is holding up a golden chalice. And blood is flowing from the ceiling. And when you look up to see where it's coming from, there is a body that is being hung upside down and being bled. Fantastic. So the set is over, but the room still feels like it's vibrating. The after party has spilled into the back half of Troy venue that looks like it has survived several owners. At least one fire code complaint and years of being too useful to die. The walls are laid with old flyers, stencil tags, uncomfortable band stickers, and handbills pasted over another until the brick barely shows through. A sagging couch leans against a stack of amp heads, and a merch table has become a bar. The bathroom door closes, but never all the way. The room smells like old beer, sweat, dried into black denim, clove smoke, dust shaking out of speaker cloth, and the bright metallic note of too many predators pretending it's still just a party. Kat, you're here because Aoife played tonight, because the local scene still has a piece of the life you lost, and because Patch decided that if you want to bring a private chaos into public, she can spend the next night doing visible work. Anya, you're here because being caught on camera does not earn privacy. It earns scrutiny. Patch ordered that you spend the night in Troy under supervision, and Kat has been told plainly that if Anya becomes a problem, that problem belongs to her. Zero, you're here because Nails has been seen around this room recently. And because in Troy, people still say useful things after midnight when they're sweaty, drunk, tired, and careless. There are anarchs in attendance in the room, many anarchs. Aoife McKenna looks like she belongs to the stage even after stepping off it. Sweat, dark black sleeveless tee, torn jeans, taped wrist, heavy boots, and curls stuck to her temples. Voice still raw from the set, or at least pretending it is. She does not blend so much as anchor the room around her. Priya blends better until she speaks. Dark work pants, cropped utility jacket, practical shoes, phone always in hand. The face is someone who tracks exits, rides, and consequences before anyone else notices them. And Marisol Rivera leans against a pillar. All anarchs you know, Kat. Many you aren't acquainted with Anya.
Yes.
Is a very petite young woman with red ringlets of hair. She seems very excited all the time. She's like, oh, I think I do know you. I have seen you. You are the ballerina. Yes, I have. I have seen. Where did I see you? Where did I see you? I know you from somewhere. The ballerina. Reddit.
Oh, not Reddit.
Reddit. I saw you. No, I'm just kidding. I've seen you elsewhere too, but showing up on Reddit's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I saw him. He was looking for help. I mean, not the kind of help that I think you're thinking he was looking for. He was looking to get off the streets. I sent him over to the Hearthlight Community Services building, and that's the last I've heard from him.
Thank you very much, sir.
And I'll repeat that information in case you missed it. Hearthlight Community Services, because I know you don't take a lot of notes.
Name's Kat. No, don't use the other one. I work the door, keep people in line, throw out the drunks. Yeah, I used to be in a band. One of those stories. Thought we were going places. Thought that meant something. It turns out, the world keeps spinning, whether you're in it or not.
And I'm also gonna make a note that I fucked up with the harpy and state that I gambled on trying to please the other new kindred and it backfired a little bit. So whoopsie doopsie, really sorry if your reputation got hit. That wasn't my intention, and that's gonna go together with the report.
Gabriel, when he meets you in the chantry, he is working on a homunculus. He's putting together, stitching parts of it together, And he looks up when you mentioned the part about the harpy. He says you didn't.
I'm sorry. It's a social situation. I was trying to play both sides. It backfired a little bit.
All right. Well, I'd like you to do me. I would say it's a favor, but you're the one that agreed to do it in the first place. Check on Karen Cranford over the next couple weeks. Make sure she doesn't end up missing her in a body bag. Can you do that?
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about her.
It's taken care of. Just make sure that the person does what they're supposed to. Please.
Okay, if anything happens to her, you'll know about it.
Thank you. Anywho, what the rest of you guys doing here?
Don't ask. We just came from church.
Yeah.
Like Jesus?
Like
Not
like old
exactly.
people clothing, old stockings that smell like fish and that kind of stuff.
I mean, she's not wrong.
More like stuffy old kindred and
Wait, you mean that's worse.
It's been a rough night. How about you?
I'm gonna whisper Anya and be like, "Can I have Kat's number?"
Kat, she's asking me if she can have your number.
Last one not work out for ya?
You know
Yeah,
that
you
you
must-
gave me a fake number.
She like slams into his foot under the table for a second. With her
While you're
foot.
doing that, I would like, because you are a Bruja, I would like a resolve plus composure test from you.
Oh no.
-2 due to your clan bane.
Oh god, this is gonna be terrible. What's my difficulty?
Actually, let me double check. One moment, because this hasn't come up in a while.
It's so fun to watch this happen to someone else.
Somebody
for
else?
sure.
Exactly. 3. 2.
Can I blood
difficulty 2.
surge?
It's difficulty 2. It's difficulty 2.
Can I blood surge to maintain my composure?
You can blood surge, but you still have to make the roll.
Oh no, I'm going to, because she's only got 2 dice to roll with, so to keep from beating Zero's ass, she's gonna blood surge. And I don't get hungrier. Just waiting on the dice roller.
This suspense is killing me. You
3.
do not
does-
frenzy.
She does not beat Zero's ass.
You do not frenzy. In any
She
way,
does,
shape, or form.
however, give him a nice bruise in the foot under the table.
Fair enough.
Zero takes it, pretending not to notice.
And Lily, when we talked, you said the Camarilla had nothing to do with the Church of Cain, and now you're here telling me they had a whole thing going on in there?
Camarilla is not supposed to have a thing with the Church of Cain. If they are having a thing with the Church of Cain, it means that the Sabbat have infiltrated the Camarilla, which does create a problem for me and for my clan, which is why I'm on a double spying mission, which entirely sounds like not everybody would agree with that way of...
We all do what we need to eat, right?
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I've honestly been having some trouble with finding somewhere to eat that isn't covered in cameras.
Who doesn't? these days?
Okay, if we get in with one of the sex, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, get some damn territory where things are safer, then
Easier to clean up if there's a mess, and easier to keep safe.
At that point, Priya comes running back in. She says, "We got a jet. There's a Stone Gate van out there doing a raid, and they might be coming here. So we should either jet and get out of here before they start throwing people back in that van."
What the fuck? Just get everybody inside and lock the doors.
They'll just come. We don't want to get caught. We need to go. Pat should have our asses if we ended up in detention.
Does anybody have a way to get out of here safely? Now we're
like,
dealing with some probably mortals here to do some raids for immigration, and they will stop anyone and everyone.
Immigration isn't a ruse.
A ruse?
Yeah, they don't give a shit if you're fucking white, brown, black, purple, green, yellow, blue. It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, what are they doing then?
Snatching folks.
Any particular reason? The usual? Just hassle, cruelty for the fucking sake of it?
Police state, motherfucker.
Fucking no. That's the name
Earthlight
of the
Community
medical
Services.
facility.
More than likely, they're
Earthlight
using that as a
Community
place
Services.
to.
Does Oliver have any contact with them?
You know what Earthlight Community Center is. It's counseling, shelter, and spiritual care for people with dependency and emotional processing. So it's a kind of a do-gooder institute that helps, underprivileged people get back on their feet. They take a lot of intake from a lot of the hospitals when there's no beds in the psychiatric wards. They help people get put into different places.
More than likely that place is funneling people to these assholes.
Yeah, I'm going to look into this. I'll let you all know what I come up with. There's a couple of things been rattling around my head that Stonegate, this place, might be connected to.
Yeah, I went there and tried to get folks to come out, and nobody would fucking come out, so...
Oliver, you're sure that you have a contract with Stonegate for generics?
Yeah, that's what I was assuming. I can see what they're buying and where their funding's coming from. Look over the contract. He pulls out a stack of old-fashioned business cards.
If I'm being straight with you, Anya, I didn't think much of people when I was alive. I only really had a few people I trusted. Now that I'm dead, I trust everyone even less. The Anarchs are bastards. And the Camarilla are bastard-coated bastards with bastard filling.
Yeah, I'm just used to being around bastard-coated bastards with bastard filling.
Well, then maybe the Cam is your scene, but I know it's not mine.
You can definitely do that. But when you go to your chambers or wherever it is you rest for the evening, there is a box waiting for you. It's wrapped, has a bow around it, and a very nicely handwritten card. To Lily from Elizabeth.
Is that the harpy?
That's the harpy, yes.
Lily's gonna open it with one hand, really carefully, and pulling away from the box in case it's something explosive.
It does not explode. Inside is a very fashionable black outfit. And the note says, just for the next time, you can dress in style.
It's the nicest fuck you ever sent.
Yeah. I know you dress bad, so here's a gift. Maybe you'll have some sense of style next time.
Lily is gonna text Anya, personally, and be like, I just got a style fuck you from a harpy.